Hey, I'm Matt Rosenthal. I'm the CEO of MindCore Technologies, and today I want to talk with you about a topic that I know impacts at some level everybody one way or the other. And if you say it doesn't impact you and you say you never have it happen, maybe you're not being honest with yourself. And maybe it's just that it doesn't happen in a way that you notice it, but it's anxiety and it's overcoming anxiety. Some people have anxiety and it's natural for them to manage it and to not have it impact their lives. And then there's some people who have different magnitudes of how it impacts their lives. I've learned and I've come to understand that in many cases there's a lot of causes, but for me, I had a very traumatic childhood. There were things that happened and I didn't process those, and I wasn't in a situation where those things were processed at that time. So as I got older, I found that as I got into certain situations, especially like situations where all eyes are on me, or situations where like all of a sudden I gotta be on the spot. It's almost like, for me, it was like losing control of what the outcome was gonna be. And so the feeling for me of that level of anxiety was like severe at times. And the thing is, it creeped up on me. I never knew when it was gonna happen. So as time went on, I said to myself, you know what, I don't want to have that happening. I don't want to have the uncertainty of what could happen in a business environment or any environment where I really just want to be able to focus and be comfortable and be at ease and not have to carry around what pretty much is like a weight. So I decided, I made the decision that I was going to educate myself first and foremost to understand why it was happening and to understand why it was happening to me, and to understand what I could do to begin to change it. So thinking back, I think one of the first things I did was focus on changing my mindset overall and focus on what the triggers were. Focus on what were those moments where I had those anxious feelings, and then where the anxious feelings got to be too much. And I found, and I find still to this day, that first of all, being able to kind of keep things calm, keep things cool, and be able to kind of slow your thinking down is critical. Not easy, it's really difficult, but one way to do that is through meditation every day. So I discovered meditation probably about 10 years ago and began to do that every day. I wasn't good at it, I couldn't do it, but with time, I just learned to quiet my mind. We all have that voice that's always playing in our mind. It could be saying good things, it could be saying bad things, but we all have that conversation with ourselves. So part of lowering the level of anxiety is making sure that conversation you're having with yourself, which could be totally healthy, that it was totally healthy, and that it wasn't filled with self-doubt, it wasn't filled with lack of confidence, you're not good enough, all the things that many of us kind of have that creep into our minds for whatever reason. So I began to work on that, and meditation was a big part of that. The other thing that I began to do, which maybe came out of meditation, was finding a way to be mindful, right? To actually not have my thoughts control me, but for me to control my thoughts. The way that I did that, and there's a couple different people and a couple different influences that helped me, but it was looking at what beliefs were the core beliefs that triggered the thoughts that then created the feelings. That was a big part of it. And so when you actually start digging in deep and you start doing the work on yourself, and it's a lot of work on yourself, you gotta wanna do it, and you gotta be willing to really go deep and uncover some uncomfortable stuff. But when I did that, I found that there were some core beliefs that were not working for me. And it was some of the things I just said to you. So it probably took me a couple of years to figure out why I had those things happening, how they creeped in. I worked with a therapist for several years, and this is all by choice. Because the thing is, anxiety, it creeps in, it doesn't just affect you. It could, I didn't have this type of situation, but it could lead to you avoiding situations, social situations, interactions. I knew somebody who was afraid to drive over the GW bridge because she was afraid that if she did, she was gonna have an anxiety attack on the bridge and drive off the bridge. And I remember her telling me this, so she would never drive over the bridge. I can't say I can relate to that, but there's so many different ways that it could impact you. So, for me, it was just this uncertainty and discomfort with not knowing when I was gonna have the overwhelming feeling. So mindfulness, meditation, speaking to somebody who is really good at and really understands how to help you, work through all the things that are the root cause of it. And you gotta be willing to put in the time, you gotta be willing to put in the effort, and you really have to be willing to not be in denial and to say, hey, you know what? Okay, this stuff might have happened to me, And yeah, maybe I do need to work on this. And you gotta want to do it. You have to want to do it. The cool thing is the other side of it is when you get past that, the same energy the same things that cause the fear and anxiety, the same chemicals are the same exact ones that happen when you're excited. So being able to direct yourself when you feel that maybe there might be a situation coming on that might be familiar, being able to turn that situation into excitement, positive, healthy anticipation, those are things that create the same chemicals in your body as the fear and the anxiety. So it's a mindset shift. That's where the mindfulness comes in. You can slow down, you can pause, you can do whatever you have to do to shift that, right? It's like the train can be on the tracks and you got the little thing that goes left and right. You can go this way and go over the cliff, or you can go this way and you can drive to where the pot of gold is. You are in control of that little thing that moves the train left and right. It's not out of your control. So those are just some things that I've done over the years, and I can tell you that it's changed my life. And actually, there's one more bonus tip. You have to push through the fear of doing the work, because you may not know what it feels like to not have it. So the certainty, like you know how you're gonna feel and you know where your comfort zone is. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable, and it's gonna be very uncomfortable to push through this and do the work. But that discomfort is the actual growth, that is the actual change. Some people call it post-traumatic growth, right? It's PTG, that's what it is. And when you get to the other side of it, it's really, really cool. Life changes, opportunities present themselves, and things that you never expected to happen could happen. And one of them could be that all of a sudden you become a person that's now an advocate and somebody that now can like help other people by spreading the word. So I hope this helped you, and I hope you enjoyed everything I had to say. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If this video was of value, or if this video helped you in any way, please subscribe down below by clicking that subscribe button. Check out the rest of the videos that we have as well. Thank you.